For whoever this message is for, you have been through so much in your past. But what you did with that is learn how to heal. You learned how to tap in to your divine healing. You learned that you are a healer because of what you have went through. You went through some turmoil in your life. You really went through a lot of devastation in your life, but you learned how to be emotionally intelligent. You learned how to be strong. You learned how to sit on your throne and be unshakable. You learned that you have to be rooted. Okay, you have to learn how to be rooted in your divine power. So it's not even just healing that you went through. You went under a divine transformation. And this started out from within, like your stability. Okay, you transformed your stability. And if everything did not fall apart, then you wouldn't have learned how to put yourself back together again. It's like at first your foundation was built on a faulty foundation. So it's like you built at first you were building your life on sand. And as soon as the waves came in, everything got washed away. That's just a metaphor. Like everything got washed away by the sand. But you learned that you had to build your life on solid ground. And so you started to focus on healing. And that's really where it started. You may have isolated yourself for about like 10 months, 3 months, 3 years, or even 4 years, but you've isolated yourself and in a way where you just started to focus on your healing. You may have gotten into meditation. You have really gotten into spirituality. You just really started to focus on your healing. And because you did this, now you can see that now you are aware of what you need to do to build yourself up again. Because at first you felt like you were lost. You felt like you were just you were existing and not living, or you just did not want to be in the space that you were before. And so you really undergo a lot of transformation. And this transformation is definitely to do with your stability. It's to do with your home. It's to do with, your heart. Your heart needed healing. You needed healing in your heart. Maybe you had wounds from when you were a child, when you were in your teenager, or something happened to you like 4 years ago that you were holding on to and it was holding you back. And that's why you would maybe you build something, and it wasn't as solid as you wanted it to be. And you really put in a lot of work in this. You may have even put in 4 years of work into this, and it just fell apart. And once it fell apart, you let it crumble because you realized that it needed to fall apart so that you can rebuild. And so you started to rebuild, but you started this rebuilding when you healed your heart. There was something that happened. Maybe you lost a loved one. Maybe the glue in your family passed away, transitioned into the next life. And so this shook you to the core. This shook you to the heart. But you started to use this as a stepping stone. So you didn't allow it to destroy you. You started to work on yourself. But this didn't happen overnight. You were really stuck in your head for a long time. You felt like you didn't know which way to turn. You didn't know what to do. You didn't know who to ask for help. You just felt so stuck and felt so lost. You felt like you had a blindfold over your eye. You didn't know what to do. But you just started to look within. Like you started to look within. You started to look within yourself. Okay. And the more that you looked within yourself is the more you discovered. The more that you see that you are a healer, you have the power, okay? And God revealed this to you. God revealed the power You know the saying, he that is in you is greater than he that is in the world. You realize that the power to heal is within you. And you took those blindfolds off and you started to rebuild. You started to heal. You started to transform. So where your life was 4 years ago to where your life is now is completely different. And all of this happened because you allowed something to crumble. You just allowed it to crumble. You surrendered to it. If you lost a loved one, my condolences. But this was something that you felt like you weren't able to get over, but you really started to seek some spiritual healing, some spiritual guidance. Your angels were beside you. Your angels are still beside you. They continue to hold you through it, show you that you are powerful. You got this. Okay, and you just continued to move forward. You continued to work on your healing, and now you're at a point where you are feeling much more stable than you were feeling before. You're feeling much more vibrant than you were feeling before. You know, you're feeling so much more emotionally balanced, emotionally intelligent. You know, you realize that the journey was for this purpose. This was the purpose. This was the reason. And, you know, you're seeing that this heartbreak that you went through, you know, you needed to go through that. You need to experience that so that you can take some time to rest. Okay, you needed to take some time to rest and find the strength within yourself. Yes, you found the strength within yourself. Okay, and once you found the strength within yourself is when you started to feel that shift. So this is where you started to rebuild on a solid foundation. That's what you started to do. Rebuild from a solid foundation. You started to get enlightened. You started it's like the angels was just all around you, giving you guidance, giving you grace, giving you love, guiding you through the process, okay? Because this is what you really needed. And when you really needed it the most was when God showed up for you, okay? To give you that comfort, okay? Even if you did, lose someone, that person may not be with you physically, but they're with you spiritually. They're your guardian angels. They're your spirit guide now. Okay, you literally gained a new spirit guide. Okay, so if this message resonates with you, please feel free to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you and have a wonderful day.